In this video, I'm going to try to figure out what's causing my engine to smoke. Once that's sorted, I'm also fixing an annoying exhaust rattle that you've probably heard in the last video. By the end, we should have a smoother, quieter and cleaner ride. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Just to try and figure out what that smoke is. I'm going to take this filter off, which I believe is a 10mm. Right. There's a lot of oil coming out. Right, I think I know what it is. I think it's pretty obvious now that filter's off. It seems to be that the rocker cover gasket is leaking. In this corner, it's very wet down here. Okay, well that's not ideal. I was hoping to get it started and then that'd be it. I could do all the little bits of other stuff, but if I'm gonna sell it, I've got to solve that. Can't have it leaking out. It seems like quite a fair bit, as you can see. So I better get that done. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take off this core pack. Oh, water, very watery. Okay, so what I'm doing first, I'm unplugging these coil pack leads. These are important because they send the energy from the coil pack to the spark plugs at the right time. This obviously then creates the spark in the plugs to ignite the fuel and air mix in the engine. Once that's done, I've got these super long bolts that hold the rocker cover down, and let me tell you, they are a total pain. Like, just for some reason, you can't just take the bolts all the way out, so when you're trying to unscrew the others, they all just fall back in and get stuck in. It's like a never-ending cycle. However, we do get there in the end. So in the first clip, I showed you some water in the leads, which, to be honest, I'm unsure of how it's got in there and how it wasn't creating a misfire. So I thought I'd better use the compressor to blow it all out as much as I can, which caused an absolute mess. Okay, that is it. The rocker cover is off again and there's oil everywhere, so let me get some tissue. So we want to be careful here, get as much of this oil off as possible, but we don't want to get anything inside the engine, as then the oil is contaminated. However, I probably am going to do a service, so, but still, it's not the point. Get all of this excess off. I'm now using a blade to gently remove the old rubber or sealant from the cylinder head. I've got to be super cautious to avoid damaging the head itself, while also scraping away from the cams to prevent anything falling into the engine. Then finally, I used a microfiber cloth with some brake cleaner dabbed onto it to make sure I've got a clean surface for the new seal. So now that's all clean, I'm going to try and use this little, I don't know what you'd call it, a hook tool. Carefully try and pull this out from somewhere. Yeah. Oh wow. Just feeling this seal is gone rock solid. Then lastly, a quick clean up, and it's just a reverse process, putting the seal back in, making sure it's all lined up correctly and nice and tight. Okay, so now The rocker cover's got its new seal. This here, I have to be really careful of because this is the seal for the timing chain, I believe, or timing belt. Is it a timing belt? Yeah, timing belt. So I need to make sure when I put this in that stays in that sort of positioning. Yeah, I've already messed up that seal, but we'll sort that out after. Yep, getting that timing cover seal to sit flush with the rocker cover was a bit of a pain, but I again managed to use the hook to get it sitting nicely. I then pushed down the rocker cover and tightened up all the bolts, and that was it. To be honest, it's not too bad of a job, and definitely worth the time and money, considering the garage would charge from a range of £80 to £175 here in the UK, so I've definitely saved myself a few bucks. Now thank God we're finally finished in this engine bay. However, I do want to make this engine bay look a little bit cleaner, especially after all the oil that got sprayed everywhere when cleaning out the spark plugs. So I've plugged the leads in so no water can get in, and then I've blocked off the air ducts with whatever I could find, and in this scenario it was just some paper cups. I'm then using some brake cleaner and some washing up liquid in a bottle, and then with a small brush I'm just getting in all the crevices and disrupting any stubborn oil and dirt. Now, I've seen people jet wash their engine bays multiple times before, but I thought I'd ask ChatGPT, and it said yes, but you need to be extremely careful. But honestly, I'm pretty sure I lack that whole careful vibe, so I thought it's better not tempt fate. Knowing my luck, I'd fire it up and fuses go flying everywhere. So I went ahead and bought this cheap steamer from Temu, and it should get the job done without any problems. To be honest, it worked pretty well, but my one limitation is that it doesn't provide much use until the water runs out. So if you've got maybe a larger engine bay or you need to do interior, you may need to refill it several times to complete the task. However, for this small engine bay, it was perfect. Okay guys, it's not perfect, but you know what, it's a lot better than what it was, and that's what matters. I'm not trying to spend too much time cleaning it up. I just want to get it ready to sell. So all that's left to do now is put the filter back on and we're done. Okay, it's really starting to come together now. All we have left is this screw that helps hold the air duct in, but it stands out like a sore thumb. So to finish it off, I've got a nice black screw to put in. And that's that, job done. Okay, there was another thing I wanted to tackle, but that means I need to get the car jacked up. Okay, now the car's up and on axle stands, I can show you what I mean. Right, now I'm under the car and I can show you exactly what I mean from what I said in the last video about my exhaust rattle. I mean, by the looks of it right now, it seems to be more heat shield rattle, but somewhere up here, I believe, exhaust is smacking. So I need to try and figure out how to solve this. Okay, so what I've bought are these stainless steel cable ties. They're the same thing as a normal plastic cable tie, but they can withstand high temperatures, so it's ideal for going on the exhaust. So I believe if I...
Huh? Huh? Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What does it do? Go underneath? Ah, okay. So they go into this end and push through like a cable tie. But if I try and pull that now, that ain't coming off. Okay guys, my camera died, but what I've done here is... So when I first thought of this, I was unsure if it's going to be okay. And I've done a bit of research to make sure that it still passes MOT. I think it's a little bit of a grey area, but what I read is as long as the exhaust hangers are intact and doing their job, which they are, it would be okay. But because all I'm doing is I'm using the tyres to lower the movement of the exhaust and the heat shield to stop the rattling. Okay, now the car is mechanically okay. It's ready to get its MOT done. We have no more shaky, rattly exhaust. We have a rocker cover that isn't leaking oil no more. And of course, the car runs and drives. All that I want to do now is top up the oil so it's at the max and fill up the water. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how I do it, but brace yourselves. You're about to see the first person to use a funnel and still manage to spill it. I just don't get it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for today's video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one, because I'll be diving into a cheap Temu polish to see if it's really worth your bucks and can I make my ride look showroom ready. Plus there's so much more. I'll be swapping out these rusty steelies for some freshly refurbed Zetec S wheels, and to top it off I'll be painting my white SD bumper so I can finally put that silver one back on, and then the few other bits that need to get done as well. But if you haven't seen my last video, go check that out as well, where I explain how it all even happened and why I'm in this situation. So thank you guys for all the love and support. I'll catch you later. Peace out.